That was by design, whether it was by this man or force, but it was by design to showcase the importance of supporting each other. That whilst this is a competition, it is also a coming together of people, countries, and families. And do not forget that. So use this opportunity to continue building your network. Use this opportunity, also this opportunity to make new friends and to create another path to the regional integration process and ensure. I hope everything passes. The prayer pastor so he's very predicting that you guys have some things ahead. But the grace of maturity, you will sort these things out. That is good. It's a good recognition already. You know, cricket, I used to play. Normally, the batting time changes rapidly. Because people who would open will say, I think I want bat on 5 on this pitch. And then, by the time you get to the dressing room, you will hear men saying, who prepared that pitch, boy? That thing has some serious cracks, you know, these people. It's preparing the basis. Preparing the basis for not putting your best. So ensure that you prepare the basis and putting your best foot forward. And once you do that, you're ready. You don't need a trophy. Once you do your best foot forward. So to Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago, your team is with you. It may not be reflected on the scoreboard because you don't have your full complement. But I want to give you an important word of encouragement. Whatever the challenges were that allowed this, in our region, go and make your history, your team, and make us proud. I thank all of you and God bless you.
Thank you, President Irfan. Can we now have a photo, a group photo can come?
Captains first.
Captains first? Okay. The team captains first. With the like to have
All the captains is.
Thank you. Okay, so we now proceed to the 300 yard for the ceremonial shot. Looking for the scoring shot. Next up! For the firing shot.
Watch me.
Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica, and the USA. So let us put up a round of applause for all of us here. I would now like to call on the President of the West Indies Fullbore Shooting Council, Major John Nelson, to give a few words.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. On your behalf, allow me to introduce and welcome the President of Guyana, His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Welcome, sir. And also, Brigadier Khan, who is the head of the Chief of Defense Staff of the Guyana Defense Force. Welcome to you too, sir. President Ali, from all of us here who are representing our various countries, we have come to appreciate that no territory in the region can compete in this sport without the assistance of their respective militaries. Here we have a true example of that, with the Guyana Defense Force being an integral part of target rifle shooting in Guyana. We appreciate that you don't have the athletes, the cricketers, the footballers, the singers, the reggae artists that Jamaica does, and we understand, but you have a good shooting team. That's funny, Brigadier. So, I would like to welcome the United States of America. We tried to find history as to when the last time you came here as a team, and we have difficulty in even saying 20, 30, 40 years ago. So let's say for the first time you have a team in the West Indies, and we welcome you all. As you all know, we have lost one of our revered target rifle shooters, Francois Goodluck. It has also brought home to us that we should look now at recognizing these shooters that have passed away. And in fact, the Brigadier spoke to me this morning, and he has his own ideas as to our representation and memories of these persons. And that will be discussed in total at our council meeting this week, where we ensure that in going forward, we do not just remember them at events like this, but we continue to remember them throughout time. So as I close, I can wish for you all good shooting and a safe event. I want to thank again the Guyana National Rifle Association for the work that has gone into hosting this event, and it is not by any means easy. So we thank you, President, members of the Guyana National Rifle Association. Thank you, Brigadier Khan. And as I close, I'll just ask you to recognize a 1 minute silence for Ransford Goodluck. Thank you all very much. Your Excellency, when you get down to 300 yards, you're going to fire a central V-bull. That is something that many of us here will shoot for 5 days and not experience. So your skill set, you're going to find our shooters coming to you to ask before you depart, how did you do it, sir? Years of experience is your answer. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for hosting us.
Thank you, Major Nelson. I'd now like to call on our President of the National Rifle Association, Brigadier Khan, to come forward.
Good morning. His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and Commander-in-Chief, and our patron of the Guyana National Rifle Association, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Clifton Hicken, Director of the National Intelligence and Security Agency, Colonel Sheldon Howell, Major John Nelson, the President of the West Indies Fullbore Shooting Council, our General Secretary, Mr. Ryan Sampson, Base Commander Stevenson, him and team would have prepared this range. Thank you for being here. All the commanders, officers, and ranks of the joint services, the support staff, and I understand we have some family members here of some of the competitors. As President of the Guyana National Rifle Association, I have two tasks this morning. One is to give brief opening remarks, and then to invite our patron to give his remarks. I must say it's my honor to extend warm welcome, and I would have done this last night along with the Honorable Prime Minister at our greet and meet. Had a beautiful interaction with most of you here, well, all of you, I should say. Your presence here cannot be understated. You enrich this event with your presence. And we are grateful for the opportunity as a country, Guyana, to host this event again, having hosted it last in 2017. But today, I want to say we stand on the threshold of the West Indies Fullbore Shooting Competition. With you and your stewardship, your commitment, and your SPD Corps camaraderie to keep your teams together and to have this sport continue across our region. I acknowledge your dedication and commitment and your training that you have put into this. Last night I made that statement that as a military officer, I know what is discipline. To be a marksman, you have to have a higher degree of discipline. I commend you therefore for your commitment and to being here once again to compete. This surely is enduring the legacy that you have started so many decades ago. The day ahead, included tomorrow and Thursday, promise to be a thrilling experience. As you fire down the range, and like last evening, I encourage all of you, use the opportunity to visit other places in Guyana. Expand your network, renew your friendship, consolidate them, and continue to give this sport the deserved commitment that you've been doing so over the past years. In the spirit of unity and excellence, let us also meant to support the systems, the achievements that we would have made over the years, from the coaches, the mentors, the families and friends. I would say, without a doubt, and Major Nelson just mentioned it, our brother that we lost, to run for good luck. At the executive meeting of the Guyana National Rifle Association, we have decided name in his honor, and I look forward for that prize to be presented to the appropriate position to be determined by the General Secretary and the executive members. My second task, my president may not be the one who will come on this range to shoot every day or every month, but I tell you, he's a marksman. He's a marksman in policy implementation. He's a marksman in leadership. He's a marksman in investment opportunities, identifying successful tools to equip us to be a successful nation. So today his presence is just adding another value to the marksmanship kudos that he's been having since his tenure as the president. Please join with me in welcoming His Excellency. Thank you.
President of the West Indies Fullbore Shooting Association, our local president, captains and team members, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And welcome to Guyana. I know last night you had maybe a liquid and a solid welcome, but today we welcome you with brilliant sunshine, and we welcome you in an area that is, I would say, complementary to your sport. Because in this location, you will have all the degrees and variations that is necessary to test your skills and test the application of your skills. In your sport, the temperature is important, the cloud cover is important, the wind and speed of wind and direction of wind is important. You have to understand that the location of such a facility must not be to simplify your tasks, but to verify your accuracy and to verify your skill set. So when we brought you here in Guyana, it was acknowledging that you're all ready and you possess the skill, but here we'll verify it. And if our local team fail to accurately verify their skills, they will have to account
Pressure, sir, pressure.
for all the weekends they spent here. Then we'll have to do a value audit as to whether the weekends were actually spent here. But I must say that the Chief of Defense Staff made a very important point. Your sport is one of continuous discipline. There is very few sports that you have to account in such detail for your sporting equipment. That alone tells you about the level of maturity and discipline that this sport brings together. But here in this region, in this Caribbean region, we have not enjoyed, and I say this in a very measured way, especially to my Jamaican friend, we have not enjoyed the full potential and beauty of our sporting legacy. If you go throughout the world, you will see the sportsmen and women, global sportsmen and women, associated with many different initiatives at societal level, at national level, and at regional level, in which they leverage what the country would have allowed them to do, that is make an international mark for the benefit of humanity and society. And the president of the association, you said that this sport might be a small one, but I don't measure the size of the sport by the number of spectators or the sponsorship. And if you look at every individual here, put together here this morning, and collectively aggregate your contribution to national, regional, and international development, there is no other sport that can match you. Whether men and women in uniform who serve their country, business entrepreneurs, and more importantly, in your sport, you do it yourself in this region. This facility, as you see it here today, will soon give way to a more modern facility. Because, as you can see around this facility, the development is so rapid that it cannot contain what we want to achieve here. So in a new facility that we will work with our local association, you will have not the blue water, but the enriched water with important antibodies to support natural living, blessed by the droppings of the Amazon, creating a special color that signifies beauty, purity, and nature, all characteristics associated with Guyana and this region. So my friends, the new facility we want to invest in would carry with it waterways and lodges, so that even our local association members don't have to travel all weekend. And they also will use the facility as a means of revenue generation, because they have the necessary management skills within the association themselves, so that the ecosystem we'll build would have eco lodges, so it can be also a safe space for family, tourism, and other forms of open entertainment, open air, natural entertainment. So that is the facility that we are envisaging. We will work in we have already identified a few options, and we want this facility to be completed at least within 24 months. And we are committing to building this modern facility, and I want the region to know that this facility will be a home for the region, not only for Guyana, for the region. So if you want to come for a weekend with your family, you come to the facility, you can practice, and you can enjoy the time with your family. That is important. I am also very aware of the fact that you're here during an important period in our country. I hope you get the chance to experience the one of our cultural festivities, that is Diwali, the Festival of Lights. And I'll task Mahendra to ensure that all the team members enjoy that tomorrow night. You should really, and I know the Chief of Defense Staff is already making arrangements as I speak, to establish what we do every year outside of the Guyana Defense Force headquarters in Guyana, a tent that you can come there and enjoy what we call the motorcade. And it is something you would only see in Guyana. So make sure you make your points early and get your shots early, so you can make it on time to join us there. And Mahendra will ensure you have the authentic experience of eating the 7 curry in a leaf. And to our Canadian friends, don't let them tell you the leaf is a form of salad. I know these Guyanese boys. The leaf is a natural containment of the food. So I'm hoping that you will and experience that. So it is a great honor and privilege for me to stand before you. And I want to also our friends from the US. It's important for you to be here, because many people, historians and historically, describe the US as the Caribbean backyard because of our connectivity and closeness. But many times you have not integrated as a part of the collective whole. So I think your presence today is not only historical, but an important step and an important signal for regional integration and regional collectivity. So as I said, it's an honor and privilege to stand before you at the commencement of the West Indies Fullbore Shooting Championship. By now you should be aware that we are delighted to host this prestigious event. I would like to not only extend welcome to you and your families, but I also like to say to you that your presence here is not only a symbol of the organization's strength and the reach of the organization, but your presence here also must help us to resolve regional issues. And with the strength of your collective experience, I look forward in your executive and in your interaction to have recommendations from you in this sport as to how we as a region can elevate this sport, how we can build an ecosystem to support it in a sustainable and resilient way, and how this sport can contribute to society. So the first assignment I would like to give you is to come up with a series of recommendations from your association on how we can tackle crime in the region, and I'll present those recommendations on your behalf to the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting. I want to take some time to recognize our local rifle association, and I want to tell you that they have worked tirelessly. They have made a lot of sacrifices, and the level of commitment I have seen from them is unmatched in any sport. I know these guys and girls. They will come here as competitors, but they also come here as cleaners, grass cutters. Their love for the sport also is reflected in the respect for the sport and the respect for the surroundings in which they execute their talent. So I want to recognize them, the president and the entire association, and say to you that I'm very proud of all of you, and you'll make me prouder at the end of this competition. I only hear definitely from one person. You know, I have the honor of knowing almost all of these guys at a personal level. There's one of them who always tell me about his championship values. And I went on a research in all the newspapers and I couldn't find his name. Moreover, shooting promotes values that are integral to all sports: respect, perseverance, and sportsmanship. It fosters a sense of community among participants, encouraging them to support one another, whilst also striving for personal beats, personal best. The discipline required in shooting translates into life skills, teaching athletes the importance of patience, dedication, and the pursuit of excellence in all endeavors. And you would have noticed, many of you might have thought that it was accidental, but you would have noticed by design, you had to support each other in the flag raising ceremony. That was by design, whether it was by design of man or other forces, but it was by design to showcase the importance of supporting each other. That whilst this is a competition, it is also a coming together of people, countries, and families. Don't forget that. You building your network, also this opportunity to make and to create a plank regional integration process, and to ensure that your participation add value to the sport. I heard in the prayer, I pay attention to everything, Pastor. In the prayer, the pastor, our dear pastor, said there might be some kinks. So he's already predicting that you guys have some challenges ahead. But by the grace of God and maturity, you will sort those things out. So that is good. That is a good recognition and admission early. You know, in cricket, when I used to play, and we recognize that there's a pitch that will support excellent fast bowling. Normally, the batting lineup changed rapidly because people who would open would say, I think I want bat number 5 on this pitch. And then by the time you get to the dressing room, before you come out, you will hear men saying, who prepared that pitch, boy? That thing has some serious cracks, you know, these people. It's preparing the basis. For not putting your best foot forward. So ensure that you prepare the basis in putting your best foot forward. And once you do that, you're a winner already. You don't need a trophy. Once you put your best foot forward. So to Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago, your team is with you. It may not be reflected on the scoreboard because you don't have your full complement. But I want to give you an important word of encouragement. Whatever the challenges were that allowed this, let your presence here be that message that will change those challenges and open those minds in understanding the value of you being here. Determination and love that you have demonstrated to represent your countries here as an individual, collective of a team is remarkable and commendable, and I salute you guys. So today is another day in our region's history. Go out there and make your own history, your team history, and make our region proud. I thank all of you and God bless you.
No, all the captains is.
Some persons could Bobby, you just want to leave. Thank you. Okay, so we now proceed to the
I'm gonna say you're walking me a chair there, boy.
I'll go to the side, you know.
It just come down there.